We're all kind of in this weird place right now of feeling fear and panic and some weird things, so I kind of just wanted to hop on here and address how important it is and how essential it is to make sure that our mindset is in the right place, because that's one of the best ways in which we can kind of make sure we maintain a sense of normalcy through everything that is going on. If you think about it, everything in this universe is energy. But whatever it is that you're feeling energetically, that is what you are attracting to yourself the most. So when people talk about law of attraction, they always say, you know, thoughts become things, like be mindful of what you're thinking about. And that's true. That's obviously a part of the equation, but it goes a little bit deeper than that. And once you kind of recognize that whatever it is you're feeling the most, that's what you're attracting into your life, it's a total game changer. So think about whatever you're feeling energetically right now. Positive feelings connected to those positive thoughts, you're bringing more of that into your life. Negative feelings connected to those negative thoughts, you're attracting more of those negative experiences. So to go off on that a little bit, each emotion that we experience resonates at a different vibrational frequency. So when you feel fear, shame, guilt, any of those negative emotions, understand that those are very low vibrational emotions. And when you feel that, you're attracting more low vibrational experiences towards you. On the flip side of that, unconditional love, peace, joy, acceptance, those are really high vibrational feelings and they resonate at a really high frequency. So whenever you're feeling that, you're going to be attracting more of those experiences that match that frequency to you. The way the universe works is whatever we are feeling the most, frequency-wise, energetically, that is what the universe is going to match. So think about whatever you're putting out, you're getting back in towards you. It's always going to match whatever it is that you are feeling, whatever frequency it is that you are operating at. And everything in nature also resonates at a frequency. So whether it be the grass, the ocean, the trees, the water, insects, dirt, whatever it is, everything in nature operates at a specific frequency. There's a lot of scientists out there that suggest that 528 hertz, that number in particular, which a lot of things in nature resonate at, so grass, water, is at that frequency. That frequency is also linked to DNA repair and healing at a molecular level, which is pretty cool. And if you're more interested in kind of delving into the connection between certain frequencies and what their purpose is in terms of healing, I would totally recommend looking into solfeggio frequencies. It's really fascinating stuff. It's actually an entire ancient scale, a 6-tone scale found in sacred ancient music that was known to promote healing. If you want me to do a video on that too, comment below, let me know. I'd be more than happy to kind of dive into that a little bit more. So all of this stuff, understanding how different things operate at different frequencies, can actually be seen physically in this really cool science experiment that was conducted, where a metal plate with sand sprinkled over it had 2 speakers on the side of it, and they played certain frequencies, and they wanted to see how the sand would respond to when those frequencies were being played. So 528 hertz, like I said, the frequency at which nature operates, the DNA healing frequency, if you will. When that frequency was played over the speaker, the sand forms this beautiful geometrical shape where everything is kind of like in harmony, everything is in line, very symmetrical. Whereas if you take something like heavy metal music, which operates at a much lower frequency, everything became kind of chaotic and disoriented and the pattern was lost. So it's a really cool experiment to see physically how those different vibrational energies can manifest themselves into physical existence. So it kind of just goes to show how each thought that you have, again, those negative thoughts operating at the negative lower frequencies, positive thoughts operating at the higher frequencies, how they can physically change the structure of your body, your mind, like on a physical level. It's really cool, and it's something to keep in mind, where if you ever feel yourself slipping into that negative mind pattern, think about that experiment. Think about what it is that you are putting out energetically into the universe and expect to be getting the same back. So how does all of this energy craziness kind of tie into what it is that we are dealing with right now in the world? Well, when you're living in a state of constant fear, anxiousness, worry, and panic, you are putting out such a negative energy, and you're making yourself a magnet for all of those experiences that operate at the same frequency to come on in towards you. You might as well be saying, hey, I'm feeling negative, give me more of that stuff. It's like you're hanging at the edge of your seat, kind of just like bracing for the worst. Whereas if you're focusing on the more positive experiences in your life, you're focusing on feeling those positive feelings, you're bringing that on in towards you. You're like, hey, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling fine. I want more of that to come into my life. The universe is like, you got it, and it sends it your way. So whatever it is that you're experiencing emotionally, whatever you're feeling, you're buying into that. You're perpetuating the cycle of keeping it going and prolonging those feelings to come towards you. So again, whether it be negative or positive, like attracts like, you're gonna have more of that coming into your life. So let's take a little example, hypothetically, that two people on their way to work get stuck in traffic. Person A freaks out about it. They get so upset. They're like, oh man, I'm gonna have a terrible day now. This is horrible. This is so not convenient. This is not what I wanted. They are setting themselves up in that particular moment on a track. It's like a ripple effect. They're gonna be attracting lots more negative experiences into their life because whether they know it or not, subconsciously, they are asserting to themselves the narrative that they are attracting negative experiences, that they are not enjoying themselves, that they are negative. So maybe they'll spill coffee on their pants, they'll get a parking ticket, whatever it might be. But that person is reactionary rather than understanding and separating themselves from the things over which they don't have control. Which takes us to person B. Person B gets stuck in traffic. They have a whole different mindset. They choose to view it in an entirely different way. Maybe they say, you know what, this traffic, I'm gonna jam out. I'm gonna play my favorite songs. I'm gonna think about some things that I'm grateful for. And they understand how to separate themselves from, again, the things over which they don't have control, to recognizing they don't have control over the situation and making the most of it. So they're setting themselves energetically up for a great day. They're adaptable, they're flexible, they're malleable to the things that come their way, but they have the strength to know that they always have the choice in how they respond. So understand again that you may not have control over lots of things in your life. There is so much going on in this world right now that we just don't have control over. But the real power comes in when we recognize that we always have the choice in how we respond. We can always choose that. Why waste your energy? Why waste your time living in a state of fear when you could be doing just the opposite? Be smart and prepared. Obviously, take all of the precautions necessary, but it's also important to understand that there's a huge difference between being prepared and being smart and being in full-on freak out panic mode. If you take anything away from this video at all, I want you to understand that the fear, the shame, the guilt, those negative emotions, they aren't serving your higher purpose in any way. They're also not productive in any way, and they aren't helping you in any way. If you find yourself kind of slipping into a pattern of experiencing those negative emotions, recognize that you always have the power in how you respond to it, and you can always change that. It takes some mental observation to kind of get comfortable with it, and it's okay to understand that you're feeling those things. It's important to recognize that you're feeling those things. But it's also important to kind of separate yourself from your emotions and understand that that response doesn't define you, and you have the choice to rewrite how you respond. So with the way the media is flipping things around now and just creating a sense of mass hysteria, it's totally easy to slip into that pattern. I get it. I've caught myself doing that the past few days, but it's also important again to kind of take a moment, take a pause, take a breath back, and say, you know what, maybe I can flip this around. Something I've been doing lately is flipping it around to thinking about the things that I'm grateful for, my good health, the blessings that I have in my life, and trying to kind of steer that energy away from that negative mindset. Stop putting so much energy into it. The more energy you put into that, again, the more negative experiences you put out there energetically, the more you bring that back to you. And there's also a certain grace that comes in kind of recognizing and letting go of the fact that there's certain things you don't have control over. And once you realize that, and once you kind of let go, it's a way to get your power back a little bit. And it's very freeing, and it almost kind of releases you from that trap of that negative mindset cycle. If you think about it, worrying is kind of like praying for something that you don't want to have happen. So cut it out. Really try to be mindful of your thought patterns here. I think it is important, more so now than ever, that we collectively try to keep our cool and get through this. So I really hope that something I have said today resonates with somebody. This has just been on my mind the past few days, and I feel like I really just wanted to get this message across and see if it could just help somebody. I am sending so much love, light, positive energy, bliss your way, and may you do the same for others. And that is all I have for you. Adios, namaste.